Howdy, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator, where today we're going to be cleaning the recreational vehicle again. Harper Shaw messages to say, "Hello there. My transport is dirty and making me so sad. Please clean it up so I can smile once more." Very well, Harper Shaw. We would be happy to take care of this thing. We also have purchased that last upgrade I was talking about. It's like a triple nozzle with the highest pressure, so that should be fun. Should help us out. There is no achievement for this one, so we should just get right into it. Oh, I see. I was about to say that that RV is looking a little clean to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Cerulean Sky says, "Apologies for the deception, and relax. This isn't an alien invasion or anything weird like that." Cool. So what is it? We're simply time-traveling scientists from the year 2278. Oh. Cool. So you guys get UFOs from time traveling, eh? You guys are human? We're human, right? Take this extension off. Trident. Oh. Oh, I see. So when it's not... Okay. That's nice. I like that. Now we're talking. That's the attachment I've been waiting for my whole life. Holy cow. It's so quick, so clean, so nice to use. This thing is a baller. Holy cow. All my life, I waited for something like you. Dioxized view dome. Oh, they're gonna have weird names, huh? Only problem is I see it's missing some stuff, even as, like, if you're not far enough away for it to get everything, it'll miss some stuff, but that's okay. 5% clean, looks like a quick one. That's ideal. But yes, this is the next to last mission, so we're almost done with our playthrough of the main campaign. Now don't worry, we've got plenty of side jobs to keep us busy. I think actually we'll go with this. We got plenty of side jobs to keep us busy. We still got the Muckingham files. We still have all of the You Dumb Ring auxiliary something or other was clean. We still have quite a bit. Muckingham files, some of the regular side jobs. We have all of the DLCs that were free. There's still quite a bit to do here in PowerWash Simulator. And then of course we have PowerWash Simulator 2 coming after that. So there's a lot of exciting stuff. A lot of stuff to look forward to if you enjoy this PowerWash Simulator. I know I am. Hopefully you guys are. And we'll just leave it at that. This is an interesting level. I think it's nice that they've included some little animation stuff that, like, as the level evolves, kind of like when we finished that one mission, we got the little laser beam. It's nice to see some dynamic happenings in the level, and of course, there's also stuff like the Ferris wheel and the carousel where there's movement within the level. I like those levels as concepts. Not that I don't enjoy things that sit completely stationary, but those are interesting ideas and it's neat to see them played out. Fluid reflector disc. Is that just the deflector disc? Okay, so maybe there's a little left around the ridges here. Maybe. Oh, that was kind of hard to see. It's our job for the trident. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll just clean it to the best of our abilities and we'll see what happens. Intake. Fluidic intake discs. Positreme intake vents. I don't know what any of this means. It makes it very difficult to clean. I'm using the white nozzle, so that doesn't help. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how the levels into, and even the levels that come in the DLCs, I'm interested to see how they build upon what they've got going for PowerWash Simulator, because it's really interesting. Like, the stationary stuff is fun, but I imagine they're going to want to crank it up. They're going to want to keep that interest going. Otherwise, they would just continue it. They would just keep making PowerWash Simulator 1 content, you know what I mean? Therefore, I'm assuming we're going to have some neat stuff. Something to keep that intrigue. Something to keep you challenged without feeling overwhelmed. That sort of thing. Auxiliary gyromatic disc. That's clean. Geomagnetic disc. maybe I missed some there. Someone hit us using technology that even we are unfamiliar with, disabling our entire systems with a strange substance and forcing us to crash land. I wonder who that was. Until our vehicle is completely clean, we're stuck here. Be happy to help get you out of here, Cerulean Sky. But I don't appreciate the subtle rush. Also, it could do with a wash anyway. Happy to help. Bro, I don't know why you couldn't have done it yourself with all of your alien technology, or time traveler technology, as it were. It's quite a fluidic deflector dish. Is that this whole thing here? No, because that's... Okay, the fluidic, that's done. Deflector housing. So this is part of the intake vents. It's kind of tough to clean it when you don't know what you're cleaning. This is some of the... Oh, anti-gravity panel. That's on the airplane with the laser beam. Which would imply that Blake Thrust has alien technology going on. No wonder he's so suspicious. And we know there's like a third dimension on these things, thanks to his airplane equipment, yeah. I thought they were just advanced technology, but it looks as if it might be even more advanced than we previously thought. Anti-gravity plating. But that does confirm that his airplane should move somewhat like a UFO versus an actual plane. The anti-gravity plates should assist with that rather than flight. It should be more like a levitation. So that's interesting to consider. My suspicions were accurate. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to do. All types of ideas to explore. It's nice to see that they've explored it within the storyline as well. We see that things are becoming more interesting. But really, it's interesting that it took so long for it to get there. Well, I mean, I don't know that I would have jumped to this immediately, but you could have kind of teased it a little more. Teased some more interesting ideas instead of just gradually building it up. I don't know if that would have been better. That's just probably what I would have done. 30 levels is a long time to try and maintain interest for some people. So I probably would have felt pressured to go a little quicker. Not that they've done anything wrong, this is just an observation of mine. Putting myself in their shoes. But I think they've done a good job. The confidence with which they handled it, for sure. We're getting a little tough down here. Maybe we need... There we go. I think we're good. All these crevices are kind of tough, that's for sure. This right now is pretty great for getting in the crevices because you got a lot of area to work with. It doesn't miss, you know what I mean? Point streams flow. See, this is where it gets a little sketchy. Guess as long as you're careful with your movements and you kind of like go back and forth and catch the missed spots in between strokes. Like every other stroke catches. If you could do that, then that's great. That works out for me pretty good. Could be kind of tricky though. I see online that a lot of people say the Trident's their favorite nozzle, but I think I might still mostly stick with the yellow nozzle because it's nice, but it's kind of tricky. It's kind of situational. I think any situation where a single point would do, it would be better to use the Trident maybe. also hard to keep track of what the trident hits and what it does not. So for now, I think I'm just going to stick with yellow until I absolutely feel pressured. I don't think I will, since we're on the last couple of levels. I think it'll get to the point where it's just finished. Hyper warp engine's done. I wonder what it was that hit him. I would assume it's like Blake Thrust, just based on his private jet having these sort of mechanical apparatuses. These sorts of things strapped to it. You had to get them from somewhere. I imagine that involves taking down unidentified flying objects and using what you pull off of them. For now, we'll get this crevice here. Kind of tricky. Gives us a reason to actually use. It's like this, I don't see a reason to go to the trident necessarily. And the mineral deposits, it looks like, from his mining rig. Because that's where that green stuff came off of his drill, if you recall. It was one of the reasons he wanted us to be discreet. I see that's still not quite clean. So that thing is just barely hanging on for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. Not seeing any green on there. Okay, so that goes all the way up there. It's a weird shape. It's hard to consider what all is part of this thing. So it's challenging in that regard as well. Anti-gravity plating. How's this one looking? That one's done. You just kind of got to go slow, figure out what's what. This anti-gravity plate's not... Oh, it's got a little bit up there. A little bit down here. Gyromagnetic disc. Yes, quite. It's already looking a lot better from the top, that's for sure. I don't think it's that tall considering we hopped up here, but I don't remember how we got up here, to be fair. That one picked... Okay, that one picked up. That one picked up. Nice. Okay, now we just got to get this main... These last 2 or 3 things here. Probably go around from one side and then go around from the other. Just want to be careful not to fall off, or I can see this becoming a little bit of a pain. But not much. Just hit it with 2 little forward and back. Just to make sure we don't miss anything. Forward and back, because I see that green material is kind of clingy. Forward and back, we'll get that there. We came here to solve the historical mystery as why Mount Rushless suddenly became so angry, but then just as suddenly stopped. It is not known to you guys yet, but Rushless is the master key for the entire Pacific Ring of volcanoes. When it blows, they all blow. Oh. Last time that happened, we said goodbye to all the dinosaurs. Oh. Okay. Oh, shoot. See, that's what I was worried about. And it seems like this is where we got up there, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Moving along pretty quickly. Critical part's going to be remembering as we work on this. Make sure we don't forget all the magnetic gyro rings and all that stuff. Right there I saw a little bit of rusty stuff. Don't forget the backside. Just a little bit of attention as we go should go a long way. It's a very complex design for a rather simplistic shape, so that's working in our favor. The simplistic part, I mean, not necessarily the complex part. There we go. The frame part's done. Now okay, now we're good. Now we just got to get this outside bit, I believe. Now I don't know why the thing became angry, but I do know why it stopped. You're welcome. If they're time travelers, shouldn't they already know by now that it was me that stopped it? It's like a power washer stopped it, because I'm sure my story, like, I would tell, well, I guess discretion is my whole thing, right? But I would tell people about, oh, I saw some time travelers and they did this, but maybe that's this whole silent protagonist thing again. It's just kind of funny to think that time travelers wouldn't know. Polarized saucer plating. I think we've gone around, so I'll go ahead and drop down. We'll get this angle. Saucer plating's probably on the top and the bottom, I reckon. Oh, that's weird. Rather potentially challenging to get. Huh. Let's make sure we get all the trim here is my main concern. Works very well on this outer edge here. Okay, so it's also top and bottom, I see. Harper propulsion drive, so this must be the back of the saucer. But I reckon it's going to want me to get up a little higher so I can get the edge here. Yeah, I can't get that from the ground. So I think this is another thing that's on the bottom, so I'm not too concerned about it, but we'll see. Now we have the ladder in the way. Perfect. Almost 60%, working our way through nicely. Interesting to note that there is a bottom lip to that titanium saucer, and that could be the cause for a lot of why it's not quite cleared. And interesting, the landscape that made it so easy to get on top of the saucer is now making it difficult to get the underside. That's kind of amusing. Go. Cerulean sky should be, yep, there he is. We flew close to the volcano in the dead of night, FYI, with just a few lights on. Oh, that's what they saw at the off house. They mentioned they saw a flying saucer. We were spotted and shot down by a jet plane, and now this timeline is all over the place. Yep, that's Blake Thrust. All these characters are coming back into play. That's pretty neat. Our data now suggests that Mount Rushless has passed the point of no return and is going to blow. It's quite alarming. One thing I can think of is maybe some grime up here I didn't manage to clean. Should be pretty good. Now it's just a matter of getting the legs and all this stuff up under here. Start with the disc frame, since that appears to be a big old ring. It is kind of funny as well that this goes from like a situation where it's like, oh, we're laughing at these characters because they're a little bizarre. Like, sure, you saw a UFO coming out of the volcano. Okay, buddy. And then we gradually learn, like, oh no, there was a UFO that came out of the volcano. It was investigating. Which again is kind of funny that I took all that stuff for granted. Like, why is there a volcano in this small Muckingham town? What's that all about? Didn't even think to ask. I just accepted it as like a quirk of the game. Because, oh, they thought it would be funny to put a volcano there, maybe. Now here we are. Learning that perhaps that may have been part of it, but that's not all of it. They had a story going on. That ring's done. Now there's this inside edge to this inner ring. Gonna start with it. There's 4 legs. I thought there was 3, so that's what was kind of tripping me up. Now we'll get each of these these gravity plates. Okay. Like I said, this thing's not very big, but it's satisfying to clean because there's so many details to it. But it's not necessarily like condensed like the the motorcycle was, for example. So it's not stressful. It's very nice, very satisfying to clean. This strikes a very good balance, I think. Size is not too intimidating. The dirt is not too resistant to being cleaned up, so that's definitely a bonus. And then there are a lot of pieces, but the pieces are all pretty easy to access. By the way, how was our early 21st century parlance? Most of the era's anthropological archives were lost in the Second Martian War of 2145. And how nice is red velvet cake? We're defo gonna replicate that long lost recipe if we manage to get back to the future. Back to the future, huh? Isn't that one of the DLC packs? Was that a clue? Was that a hint? A little bit of a cheeky nod to some DLC we had going on? Plates are cleaning up nice. Not overly challenging, but still quite satisfying to clean. I really enjoyed this level. This is probably one of my favorites. Oh, we didn't get this main disc frame. I'm getting a little sidetracked here. I want to make sure that's done. Where are we missing it? A little bit on this inside ridge there. Okay. Alright, I see. No problems there. And we just pick up right where we left off. How neat is that? Another auxiliary disc frame. Start on the outside, then go back into the inside. Another comparably difficult level, or I guess if we go back to the plane for an example, I mentioned the motorbike, but another area where I felt like it was a little awkward would be the private jet. Ironically enough, where they got the landing gear and you got to get in there, and of course the bottom of the monster truck. But that was kind of the point of the level, I would guess. That's where the challenge came in, was it was densely packed and you kind of had to find good angles. This is kind of easier by comparison, but I do rather enjoy it. About 90% of the way there. I wonder how the last level is going to go. Just like, because I'd like to hear from all these characters who are talking. So I can't imagine they just stick to the normal 20%. Like at each 20% checkpoint, it would be nice if they were a little more chatty, perhaps. Just for the last level. Wave pulls tractor. Tricky. Back up a little bit to make sure we get all this dirt and grime off the very bottom if we can. Kind of difficult to hit right up close. Be a nice place for a step ladder, perhaps. There we are, close enough. We got it close enough. Didn't even notice we got this bottom section that clean. How we did that, I don't know. Get the tractor beam housing done. Of course, we get the outside of the tractor beam housing. There we are. Nano wave beam. think this is a good time to switch it to the white nozzle. Make sure we got all our missed spots. So I don't see anything. I'll go ahead and go around the edge. There it is. That cleaned it up nicely. Alright. Now I think we're just down to the... Well, I would think we're down to the legs, but maybe omnidirectional. Okay, so there are different pieces to the legs. So that's nice. They got you. Even these mechanical bits are kind of spaced out, so you can get every angle pretty easily. The land gripper. You can call it a leg, bro. These clean up rather nicely. Third dimension aspect makes it a little challenging, but nothing too crazy. Oh, let me up there, friend. Come on. Come on. Oh, well, I guess we'll just have to pop up and clean it. So I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts for each leg. At any rate, the best course of action will be to clean it from each side, I think. So now we got the back side, we'll get this side. And when I say each side, I kind of mean all 6 sides. So now we'll come up. This is half of the whole thing. Of course, that shields a good portion of it from that angle, so that makes it a little difficult. And then we get this side. Cleaned it up pretty nicely. I think we'll have to get the underside of this thing, but otherwise we're in good shape. Yep, there we are. One more leg. And then as we clean that last leg, I reckon that's when it'll start to tell us we've only got 3 pieces left. That's 4 pieces per leg, so we're not going to get a checklist. Ooh! Oh, was that? Yeah, we missed the disc somehow. Did we not get the? There's a little bit of rust on the ledge there. I thought it dinged for us, but it doesn't look to be the case. Maybe I was distracted by the gilding or the housing itself. I didn't catch there we are. Didn't catch that aspect of it. Starting to make me second guess myself. I thought we were just down the legs. I was super hyped. So we should be clearing this up here. Nice. Be the last leg. Hopefully the last part of our... Yep. Oh, omnidirectional land hinges too. Means we missed one. Polarized saucer plating. Missed one of those as well. Oh, I think those 2 hinges, this is one and that's the other. Because there are 4 pieces, but there's 2 parts to the hinge. Both both of which are labeled, I believe, the same thing. Yep, okay, polarized saucer. That's this thing. It just so happens that I managed to find the right one immediately. Convenient. Wishy, you're not going to believe what we've discovered. Come quick. And it's gone. Holy cow, that was cool. That was cool as shit. Alright. That's pretty neat. Can't really see the underside of it as you clean, but hey. They make getting knocked away. Systems are fully operational. Spectral analysis reveals a trace mineral with unusual properties. There's not enough time between now and the eruption to fix things here, but we've got a lead that might help us solve things in the past. You'll know if we were you'll know we were successful if you ever see us again. You'll know we weren't if Rushless explodes and the skies go dark for 20 years. Thank you again, PowerWash Services. No problem. Happy to help. And thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time where we will be cleaning the Lost City Palace. Until then, I'll catch you later.